fight. Guys, I'm going to start off right away with my post-fight analysis. I'm going to start off with Poirier. Poirier fought incredibly well. Look, I'll give it to you guys. Round 1, he didn't do well. Round 1, he got hit. He got pushed up against the fence. He got taken down. He got his back taken. He stayed cool. He was able to fend off the choke for a couple of minutes. I think it was about 2-3 minutes. Round 1 didn't go well. Round 1 was not good for Poirier. But round 2, he came back and gave a very competitive round, a very difficult round for Makhachev. Makhachev scored a takedown very, very late in the fight, and I had the round very, very tight. That was round 2. I had it really, really tight. It looked like Makhachev wasn't able to easily score a takedown like he did in round 1. In round 3, he attempted 3 takedowns. I think maybe even 4. 3 failed takedowns and then a 4th, if I remember correctly. The last one scored, but it was very late in the round. Round 2 was very close. Guys, round 1, I gave it to Makhachev. You could even argue 10-8. You could even, I won't give him 10-8, but I know some of you out there will tell me, Coach, I think round 1 was a 10-8. And I wouldn't be appalled at somebody putting 10-8 on the card. Okay, I wouldn't be appalled because he had so much time on the back. However, I would have given that a 10-9. Second round, I would have gave it to Makhachev, but it was very close. I wouldn't argue if somebody gave it to Poirier. I wouldn't argue. That's how close I thought round 2 was. Now, round 3 and 4, I gave it to Makhachev. Round 5, obviously, we had a sub. So for me, it was a landslide win. However, I believe it was round 3. In round 3, Makhachev accidentally headbutts Poirier. I believe this was in round 3. And in my opinion, from what I saw, it looked like it broke Poirier's nose. Now, they clashed heads unintentionally. Poirier got his nose broken. In my opinion, I think it's broken. And you could even see he was talking to his corner after the round. He was telling them his nose was bad. I didn't make out exactly what he was saying, but he was definitely referring to his nose. When he got hit with that headbutt, he immediately got grabbed by Islam Makhachev in a Muay Thai plum, and he got kneed in the face really badly. So it was a double whammy. It was headbutt to the nose, broken nose, knee to the chin, and you could see he was stunned. Guys, what did I tell you in the pre-fight analysis? I told you guys that Islam was going to have the edge in power. Islam was going to have the edge in power, and that's what we saw. The striking was competitive, but Islam was even dominating the striking and landing the harder shots. Now, that headbutt was unintentional, but it was a very disastrous blow to Poirier's nose. It was disastrous. When you get a broken nose in a fight, it is very difficult to come back and win. Very difficult. Poirier fought with a lot of heart and a lot of determination because a lot of guys would have backed up, curled up into a little ball, and just called it a night. No, Poirier, after getting knee to the face, getting stunned, he came back later. Actually, even like talking to Makhachev. You guys might not have noticed it, but he was egging Makhachev on. Come on, let's trade, let's fight again. Let's come on, hit me again. He was pushing the pace on Makhachev, but he just couldn't seem to hurt Makhachev. Poirier landed some nice shots, but didn't seem to be able to hurt Makhachev. The best shot of the night for Poirier was in round 4. Like he couldn't hurt Makhachev until round 4. He landed a very sneaky elbow. He was getting gut wrenched. Makhachev had him down kind of on 4 points. Not down on the floor, but down on his hands. And Poirier did a switch, which is very interesting because Poirier tried that same switch on Khabib. And it backfired. Every time he tried that switch on Khabib in Abu Dhabi, Khabib just easily countered him. At one point, mounted it, got on top of him, just crushed him. Yet it worked on Makhachev. Very interesting. The same counter, something that the Makhachev camp, I'm sure, was expecting. But it worked on Makhachev. You guys could try to riddle me this. How come it worked on Makhachev and it didn't work on Khabib? When both of them were in the same practice room, same coaches, and they both know that move is coming. Why did it work so well against Makhachev? I'll comment on that maybe a little bit later. But I want to get back to that sneaky elbow. Up until round 4, Poirier wasn't able to hurt Makhachev. He landed shots. Yes, he was competitive, but he just wasn't able to hurt Makhachev. and he caught him with a sneaky elbow, a really short, sneaky elbow that cuts Makhachev. And finally, we see a shot from Poirier that can really put the, it can make us possibly, not that I gave him the round, but it could possibly turn things around for Poirier. Like, Poirier can hurt Islam. And then shortly after, Poirier lands another elbow, another powerful elbow. And now I'm thinking, wow, like, he's actually able to hurt Makhachev, because up until then, he landed shots, but just nothing that made me think that Makhachev was ever hurt. However, all the way up to the fourth round, Makhachev, from round one, guys, if you watch that fight again, watch the first exchange. Makhachev lands a couple of punches and backs Poirier up. He hurt Poirier in round one, very early in round one. That's why the takedown was so easy. Poirier backed up, got caught up against the fence, and Islam picked him up and slammed him on the ground. It was the boxing setup. He landed some powerful shots. I'm telling you guys over and over again, Islam Makhachev is a hard hitter. Guys, make sure to use Level Up 50 off promo code. It's on the bottom of your screen, the promo code Level Up 50 off, and get 50% off anything on jujiclub.com. I just released a Wrestle Up video. When I forget to mention it, people buy the videos and forget to put in the promo code, and then they write me emails, write the team emails. Please make sure to use Level Up 50 off promo code and get 50% off absolutely anything on jujiclub.com. Check out Ultimate Wrestle Ups. You will absolutely love it. It will add a new dimension to your game. Back to what I was saying. Guys, Makhachev didn't get hurt until round 4. And round 4 was close, but Makhachev got the fight to the ground. And then, of course, round 5. Round 5, he gets into the single leg. He does a valley drop. He does a beautiful takedown, a single leg takedown, which I absolutely love. Interestingly enough, I just finished filming a single leg made easy. And advanced basics single leg for single leg. Like, I love single leg, guys. I absolutely love the single leg. I love watching Makhachev's single leg. I'm a single leg freak. I love single leg. I think it's the greatest takedown in all of wrestling, all of takedowns. And he did a beautiful valley drop, but he did it without the hand on the hip, which is crazy, which is like he's a valley drop genius. The last takedown he scored on Poirier was a valley drop where Poirier kind of escaped partially, and then he gets back into the leg. He grabs the ankle and does a golf swing. The golf swing takedown everybody's talking about. I show that in Advanced Basics seated guard, where I kind of teach how to wrestle up to an ankle from an ankle pick and then do the golf swing. The golf swing takedown is a classic takedown, but you never see it in MMA. Why? Because who the hell has a single leg and then drops down to the ankle? You could see that Makhachev had a single leg and he went down to the ankle. Just something you don't really see. I've never seen anybody do that. Something he must love to do in the gym. It's just something he must love, that maneuver, the golf swing. And he was like, let me transition to golf swing. Or maybe he felt Poirier was weakening. Nonetheless, he gets him down on the ground. And he goes to the Darce. A short arm Darce. Instead of doing a full Darce, he goes short arm like this. Really simple. Okay, you grab your own forearm. I really like this, especially if... The one reason why I like this variation so much is because it brings my elbow down. See, it brings my elbow down. So when I go like this, my elbow's a little bit more flared open. Sorry, it's this elbow. Okay, so it's kind of because the camera's backwards. Like, I don't like having my elbow open, so I go like this. I go short. So I kind of pinch my elbows together. I find it makes it tighter, especially if the guy has a very big, broad shoulders and big neck, and I can't get my hands in deep. I use a short a Darce. I call it the short Darce. I teach it in Advanced Basics chokes made easy. It's a super, super powerful variation. He hit it beautifully. He maintained the half guard. When he did it, he fell to his side, kept the leg, kept Poirier's leg. That's also a diaphragm choke. It compresses your diaphragm, and of course, he got the tap. Guys, it was a landslide victory for Islam Makhachev. It was a great fight because Poirier has a lot of heart, a lot of determination. He didn't give up. He put absolutely everything he could in that fight. But we got to tip our hats. We have no choice. Islam Makhachev won the striking, the wrestling, the grappling, the pace. He was busier. He just won absolutely everywhere. Who can beat him? Right now, I don't think anybody can beat him. He's maturing as a champion. And what can I say? The only guy I think that can beat him is Khabib. Khabib. That's it. That's the only guy. And if I had to compare Khabib's performance with Islam Makhachev against Poirier, I would say Khabib showed us he's the greatest lightweight of all time. Nothing worked against Khabib. There wasn't even a ray of hope. There wasn't, a lot of you guys are going to talk to me about the guillotine and all that. I got to tell you guys, I was in the back room watching the fight with Islam. Actually, it's actually quite interesting. We were in the green room, a bunch of coaches and fighters. We were watching. I was literally sitting right next to Islam Makhachev. We were watching the fight together. When the guillotine came on, none of us were worried. We're like, this is nobody ever catches Khabib with guillotines. Like, he's just really gonna get out of this. It's not something nobody was panicking in the back. Let's just say like that. We all knew that his head's gonna pop out and he's gonna get on top and he's gonna crush him. Khabib is light years ahead in terms of grappling. Light years. And there was just no real ray of hope. Now, a lot of people are going to tell me, what about the punches? Guys, Khabib just moves like that. He's a bit awkward. He's mechanically awkward when he boxes. He's not a fine, slick boxer. He's a great puncher. He's strong. He's robust. He could take a shot like anybody. But mechanically, he's not the most orthodox. Again, I still really wasn't worried. Now, was I ever worried again with Makhachev? Not really. I just thought the rounds were more competitive and Khabib just had more control. Khabib just had much more dominant control. It was almost like watching somebody play with his food. And that's not a knock on Poirier. He does that to everybody. I just think that Islam reached a higher level. I just think that Khabib reached a higher level. That's just all I'm trying to say. Islam might reach that level. It might take a while, but it's not the same level as Khabib. Now, Poirier, he's a future Hall of Famer, interim world champion, and a fan favorite. Everybody loves Poirier. Why does everybody love Poirier? Because he puts it on the line. He has exciting fights. He goes in there. He puts everything into his fight. He had a broken nose. He kept fighting. He never shied away from exchanging in the least. Okay, I have a high amount of regard and respect for him. But in terms of performance, we have to tip our hats to Makhachev. I don't think anybody can hold it. This performance against Makhachev, nobody can say anything really. It was so dominant against an excellent opponent in Poirier.